Man, who saw that? Who saw that Warrington fight versus Lara? Oh my goodness, man, that fight was. Man, who saw that? Who saw that Warrington fight? Woo, that was like fight of the year candidate. I feel like that. Man, Lara came out of nowhere. I guess Warrington dropped the IBF. I didn't know that. That's kind of jacked up for Lara because now he doesn't have a belt, and everyone knows he's a problem already. So that's. But man, credit to him. He knocked out. Lara bad. Let's see the truth, the real truth, Rusty. Man, maybe, but I've never seen Warrington look so. Man, he just looks super hittable, man. But credit to Lara. Lara bit down on his mouthpiece from the first round. Started landing shots. They started going to war right away, man. That was a great fight. That was a great fight. That was fight of the year candidate. I mean, we're obviously only a month and a half in, but man, that was a good scrap. What did you guys think? What happens now too? So apparently, Josh Warrington vacated the IBF. So did he just not want to pay or something? Does anyone know why Josh Warrington vacated the IBF? Because I know. What was it? Shakur wanted to face Warrington because he wanted to become the youngest champion ever, I want to say, in that division at like, I think Shakur would have done it in like 12 fights or something like that. But so who has the IBF now? Man, that was a good ass fight. In the fourth round, first they're just going to war, right? The whole time since the beginning. And Warrington looked like he just wanted to scrap. Like he looked like he was like, let's just go to war, you know? Here, I'm gonna look up Warrington vacates belt, and I'm gonna bring it up on the screen so we could all talk about it here. All right, go on that. My mouse has been tripping lately. Why did Warrington? Does anyone know why Warrington? Oh, here we go. Vacates IBF. I wanted to bring it up on the screen, but my computer's taking a while. To chase the Ring Magazine title. What? Britain's IBF champion. Hold on. Let me try to get this on here for you so we could all read this nonsense together. Because I don't know how you. I don't know about that. I feel like he probably just didn't want to pay it, which that's fine. Who wants to pay like sanctioning fees, right? But why IBF Warrington has vacated the body, rejected the request to the sanctioned body, a unification fight. Oh, has vacated the belt after the body rejected a request to sanction a unification fight. Oh, with WBA's Zhu Can. Oh, okay. Next fight, but he was working on a Can fight. Oh, well, why would you? Oh, so I guess he didn't want to. That's weird. So likely to face Can regardless of Gary Russell and WBC champion, both of which would see the Ring Magazine. Oh, I see. Okay, so Warrington wanted to. Let's see. This is Warrington's quote. I'm disappointed we couldn't have the IBF title on the line, but I can't let those decisions stand in the way of me going down in British boxing history by facing the very best in the division. I've always dreamt about winning the ring belt. For me, it leaves no doubt who the king of the division is. Right now, my mind focuses on Lara, but February 11th. Then I'm looking to pick up the beautiful red and blue belt. So he's talking about getting the Lara's WBA belt. So I guess Warrington wanted to. All right, yeah. So I guess I missed the fight. Was Lara beating Warrington considered an upset? It definitely was considered an upset for sure, man. Lara's walking to the back right now. Never seen a head held higher. Now look at him. He's super hyped. Yeah, man, it was a big upset. That Lara was. I talked to a British friend of mine today, actually, literally like about an hour ago, and he was telling me how he was like, bro, this should be a wash. Like, why? I don't even think he was planning on watching it. But yeah, no, Lara being Warrington. Warrington was supposed to. That was who Shakur Stevenson was calling out. Like one of the first. Was it? I think it was his fight right before the pandemic started. He was talking about how he wanted to fight Warrington because he wanted to become the first champion. Like the youngest, like did the shortest amount of fights or something like that. But yeah, Lara was just come out of pandemic and get some rust off. Oh, they're showing the highlights right now. Lara worked him, man. Rakimov, stopping Jojo. Mad Chad says Rakimov stopping Jojo. That's a good fight, man. That's a lot of good fights today. I gotta get like my Lara as a warrior. Today will be a day of upsets, man. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't mind seeing an upset. That Lara Warrington fight was that's fun, man. That's when like the homegirl Jay says she likes it when the apple cart gets upset. That was a great fight right there. As far as Rachmanov stopping Jojo, man, I saw Jojo came in a little overweight, or a little 3.5 pounds, something like that. It's disappointing, man. I know it's been a while. Obviously he's fought since pandemic and stuff. Man, I got love for JoJo. I hope hope everything was all right. We'll see, man. We'll see. I know you said today's a day of upsets. There's some good scraps happening today. The other fight on what's the Beck the Bully's on that card too with JoJo. Who else is on that fight? Oh, that's the other good ass fight on that card is what's the dude's name? The junior middleweight cats, Castaño, and then the Golden Boy kid, the Brazilian dude, Teixeira. Was that Jojo lost 100,000 before he stops? Man, that's rough. That's a good chunk of money, man. But yeah, that Castaño Teixeira fight, that's a good ass fight, man. And if Castaño wins, I want to say then PBC has all the belts, all 4 of the belts, because I want to say they're fighting for the WBO belt. I think the junior middleweight WBO belt. So that's a good card Golden Boy has there on DAZN. I want to say it starts like a 5 or something like that. Let's see. I'm trying to get this Castaño, the Dark Horse at 154. Man, you're not lying on that one, bro. Yeah, Chad, Mad Chad. That's a dope name, by the way. Yeah, brother. He is a beast, bro. Didn't he like almost beat Lara or something like that, or took Lara real close? I want to say, but Castaño beats Charlo. Nah, I mean maybe. I don't know. It's a good fight. It's a good fight, that's for sure. Big Baby Anderson. Who said that? No, Matt. When tune-up fights go wrong, man, you're not kidding. 92 AKU, yeah, bro. That man, that's why we love it, right? That's what we keep getting surprised by this stuff, like it doesn't happen all the time. But man, Lara shocked the world. I hope he gets a shot, like Shakur fights him, or somebody needs to fight this dude because he should be the IBF champion right now. Let's see. What do Match had Big Baby's hype? We'll see, man. He's just young. He's young. We'll see. Good for him getting all these fights and getting all this work during this time, man. That's love to him. And who doesn't like a heavyweight knocking out dudes? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Castaño beat Spence in the amateurs. Oh, okay. I'm not arguing with you. I think he is You know, 154, man, is stacked. Uh, oh, let's see. 154 is stacked, man. All those guys. Yeah, Charlo is the unified dude, and you know you have to call him the best in the division, but because he's unified, because of all that, he has all the belts, right? I want to say, yeah, he has because he got the IBF from. I think him and Harrison were fighting for the WBC and the IBF, and then he just fought what's his name, the Brazilian dude. What's the Brazilian cat's name? But you know what I'm talking about. On that pay per view, that was dope. And then I want to say he got all three belts. So Castaño has Castaño and Teixeira are fighting for the fourth belt, and if Castaño gets it, he's PBC, and so they'll have all the belts. That's probably Charlo's next. You know what's crazy about what you said earlier, Mad Chad, about Castaño beats Charlo is that if Castaño beats Teixeira tonight, which I wonder if he's favored to or not. That fight's probably going to happen because why not? It's unless Charlo is a little, you know, kind of wants a little more money for something like that, wants him to build his name, but a little bit. But he's only the champion. I mean, if you want to be unified, undisputed, you know what I mean. That's dope about Castaño beating Spence in the amateurs. I'm gonna ask both of those cats about that. I just saw the highlights. Lara's no joke, bro. Manny Mota, that bro, he's a tough dude too, man. He was taking Warrington shots back and forth. That was a good scrap. I'm telling you, that's I mean, so far that's definitely a candidate for fight of the year because they went at it. It almost kind of started becoming a little bit of a beating towards the end there too, man. Warrington, I hope he's okay. He fell pretty nasty. Castaño kind of like stood, or I mean, sorry, Castaño. Lara kind of stood over him a little bit. Afterwards, I don't know, he was pissed. Probably was pissed that he didn't get the belt because some of the European announcers were kind of hating on Lara in the sense of like kind of, oh, you know, he doesn't have a belt now, people know who he is, kind of comparing him to Bradis Prescott, like you know, who's going to fight him now, you know. But I don't know, man. The guy just got won a big fight, a huge upset of the year so far. And yeah, don't just bury him just yet. You know what I'm saying? He's on his way because he's on the radar now. Yeah, oh, look, what is this? 181 to 5 amateur record. Really? No shit. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Yeah, I've seen Castaño in the gym. He was training with like Manny Robles and Estrellita when they were in Norwalk, kind of when Andy was there, and now that those guys have moved to in Southgate. But I've seen Brian Castaño sparring hella dudes. That's a tough guy, man. He's a very durable dude. His frame is kind of like he's short, but he has like a not too stocky, but kind of like a stocky build. So his arms kind of cover his body pretty well, like a little similar to kind of Winky Wright. He doesn't like shell defense like Winky Wright, but he has that kind of like torso where he just kind of putting his hands down. He's kind of surrounding his body pretty thoroughly because he's like a short, stocky guy and his arms are kind of big. You know what I mean? Brazil versus Argentina, Castaño minus 700. Really? Minus 700? Wow. Yeah, because didn't Teixeira lose like badly, like a knockout or something like that kind of recently? Because boxing had a weak 2020. Did that make you a bigger UFC fan? I've always kind of been a big UFC fan. But I know what you mean, man. UFC was able to put on some tremendous fights. Obviously, the first fight in the pandemic, the first sporting event in the pandemic, during the pandemic was Ferguson versus Gaethje. That was obviously an excellent fight, a tremendous fight, and kind of set up obviously Gaethje and kind of who was, you know, the looming part of it was who was going to fight. You know, Khabib at that point, because that fight should have been the Khabib Tony Ferguson fight. Man, we never got Khabib Tony Ferguson, man. I'm still bummed out about that. Because all these guys who have beaten Tony more recently are all kind of striking dudes. Like Gaethje, obviously. What's his name? Oliveira recently beat Gaethje, or I'm sorry, beat Ferguson. Man, it's a bummer because that should have happened had this pandemic not happened. Man, God was really not feeling that Khabib Ferguson fight because we never got it for real. But to answer your question, I wouldn't say I'm bigger. I love UFC. I love to cover more UFC stuff, but I don't know if I'd say bigger. Probably about the same. Let's see, 20-1 for Lara knockout. I think. Oh, I looked at it, but didn't put on it. Oh, Richie Johnson, bro. Oh man. I mean, no blame. I mean, obviously hindsight's 2020, right? But 20-1, bro. Man, imagine 100 spot on that. Just 2 Gs right there. It's a lot of money especially when you don't know what. Didn't Lara have like 14 KOs too? So it's not like a crazy thing. But damn, that would have been nice. Put a little 20 spot on something like that. Argentina fighters are freaking warriors. Yeah, man. They could hit too. That's kind of their like Maidana's thing was he could hit. Lucas Matisse. I feel like regions of the world sometimes tend to have like their little kind of like styles from that region. You know what I mean? Yeah, like Argentinian fighters are, at least for a while there, kind of had the notorious what's it called, representation of being able to hit. Like Sergio Martinez could hit. Obviously Maidana, Lucas Matisse, who are some other that 115-pound cat, Omar or something. He was like a big hitter too for 115 pounds. Compact, yeah, he's real compact, exactly. Yeah, Castaño's another one, man. He's that's a perfect word, brother. He's very compact like that. Flipmo, what a fight. The fight should have stopped after the fourth when Josh staggered back to his corner. That's how you ruin a boxer, bro. Man, I can't disagree with you, bro. He was in bad shape. You could tell it was very much a hometown kind of decision. I felt like by the ref to kind of nod. It's maybe not even hometown, but just the pressure of knowing that that's the main guy. I feel like obviously those things shouldn't weigh in when it's a matter of like a fighter's life really at that point, but I feel like you see it, we all see it, like when the favorite is getting jacked up, everyone gets a little nervous, and including the ref. And I think because honestly, had that been Lara, they would have stopped that hella fast because Warrington looked out. You literally switched the places, and they would have stopped it, and everyone would have gone home, and it would have been cool. But yeah, because it was Warrington, they let it go, man, and he got kind of beat up afterwards. I agree with you. They definitely should have stopped it in the fourth because he was out on his feet, and even in the fifth, when he came back in the fifth, he was still in bad shape. Yeah, I'm with you, Flipmo. That is how you can ruin a kid. Hopefully he's all right. I don't know if he had like weight issues or whatever. I know some of these guys are big, especially in those smaller weight classes and quarantine and things like that. If you weren't, staying in shape and stuff, it gets tough, man. Hopefully he's okay because he took kind of a beating there. When will this Euro fighter understand that Mexican fighters are built different? Oh man, that just happens to be true. With AJ and it was good. Let's give me some more examples like that, Casper. Let's see, we got Lara obviously, and Warrington, AJ Ruiz. Who else do we got? Who else? Trying to think of another year. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of examples. Can't think of any right now. But you make a good point as far as more recently. Man, they gotta get over here, start sparring, bro. Start sparring the gente to start, start getting their weight up. You can't teach chin, man. And it wasn't even like, and Warrington took shots. Warrington was taking shots. But man, it's it was just a tough scrap, man. It was a tough scrap. Hopefully, both men are okay. Lara, shout out to Lara, man. That's I hope he gets a lot of love for this, and yeah, I hope he gets some title shots. Hopefully, he gets a shot with like, man. I mean, it's a tough fight for Shakur. I feel like Shakur obviously still be favored and all that, and I don't know if you get a whole lot of love for beating Lara. You should. He just knocked out he just knocked out Warrington, who should have been the IBF champ. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe he'll get the Can fight actually. Now that since we're talking about why Warrington was avoiding him, maybe he'll get the Can fight now, or maybe Can will go after like Shakur. Who's the other dude in the division? Oh, Gary Russell. I want to say has the other belt. Let's see. Castaño cleans up 154. He will be an all-time Argentinian great. I have him in the top 10 pound for pound in the world. I don't know if you could put him top 10 so far. I mean, obviously, top 10 is all subject to your own opinion. Obviously, in your own kind of how you judge pound for pound. I'll definitely agree with you. I feel like he has that type of talent for sure, and I think he's getting better. He's getting a lot of good work out here in Southern California, at least when he was here. I don't know if he's still here. But I don't know if he's there just yet. But, I'll give you, maybe 20, 25, somewhere up there. After today, definitely top 20, top 15-ish. I really haven't thought about that. So 20, I'd say. Been a diehard nerd since 2010, but I'm losing interest in boxing, getting tired of these trash schedules. Look at 147. It's been historically deep, like since 2011, and they hardly fought each other. I mean, I wouldn't say hardly fought each other. I mean, obviously the fight that we all want is Crawford versus Spence, and it's hella frustrating, and I'm 100% with you on that. And that's something boxing's going to have to adjust to the UFC in that sense, because UFC doesn't play around with that. You're the best, then you fight the best. That's it. Next fight, and then after that, guess what? The next fight is the next best guy. You know what I mean? So it's definitely very frustrating that it takes so long to get these fights together. Now, I will say that I think you're starting to see the change, right? Because say before, when with who am I thinking about, the heavyweights with Fury versus AJ. The fact that Fury and AJ are talking, like Fury's kind of like that's the only fight he wants. AJ has the IBF issue with Usyk and all that stuff, but the fact that it's happening, it seems to be happening quickly, especially even during this pandemic with who knows, with the crowd and the loss of money with that stuff. I feel like it's getting better. I feel like the UFC's influence on boxing is a positive one, and that you have to put on good fights because I don't think you're not, I wouldn't say you're in a minority as far as fight fans who love the UFC because these guys are fighting each other. That's one of the bigger appeals. Also, but I do have like fight fans that are just pure boxing fans. You're always going to have the kind of the purists on each side, but I do feel the influence is getting better. The UFC's influence of making the best fight the best is making it better, because like we were talking about 147, Spence did fight. Spence kind of fought everyone. Unfortunately, Terrence couldn't, but Spence fought a lot of people. Sure, ain't no joke, but we'll be completely outclassed tonight. We'll see. I'm like you said, minus 700. Castaño's minus 700 for a reason. I think people see it. You know what I mean? People see the talent there. Rosa, Milano, other Mexicanos who beat Euro fighters. Let's see. Now we have Tank, Haney, Ryan, Haney, Tio, and everyone thinks they're gonna fight each other 3 times. Oh man, bro, I wish I didn't laugh at that because it wasn't true. But man, when I see all those guys talking crap to each other, I'm like, that's frustrating, bro. I feel you on that, because who knows about that one. Lara, Margarito. You guys, What do you guys think of people calling him a bum? He is only 22. Warrington? Who are they calling a bum? Warrington? No, I hope they're not calling Warrington a bum. What time is the fight? There's hella fights starting. Well, the Lara fight already, or the Lara Warrington fight is over already. But yeah, there's hella fights tonight. I want to say starting at like 4. DAZN and Top Rank on ESP. DAZN with JoJo and Rakimov. I want to say is how you pronounce it. I want to say everything starts at 5. ESPN's Comey versus Marinez, who was the dude who got close to upsetting Rolly. A lot of people thought that Marinez won coming out of Robert Garcia's camp. Yeah, see, we're back. Let's see. Lara isn't a bum. He, look at his record, lost only 2, and he's 22 years old, has great power. Lara learns defense and will be a next great Mexican fighter. He needs to stay focused. He looks solid to me, man. I want to see him again. I definitely want to see him again. I'd like to see him against that Can dude. Man, Gary Russell's hands are probably pretty fast. His hands are definitely super fast for Lara, but Lara's a tough dude. Obviously, you saw it today. He's a tough guy. I'd like to fight later on this month. He's a small guy. I think it's Martinez. Oh, yeah, the kid coming out of what's Canelo's camp, Reynoso's camp. Yes. Castaño also beat Sergey Devinchenko. Yes, you're right. You're right, man. Because yeah, you're not kidding, brother. You also call him a bum for the fact that they've never been in the ring before. If they would step in the ring just once for one round, they would respect the fighter in the sport. Yeah, that's always true, man. Everyone's a keyboard warrior. They call him Pitbull. I think lightweight. He wants. Who are we talking about? Lara? Who are you talking about? Beast Rod? Warrington was a minus 2,000s today. Wow. Oh, there you go. Rachmanov. Oh, hey, appreciate that, brother. Cormier destroys Belarus and Marinez. I don't know about that. Man, because Rolly could hit. And you know, Marinez was there all day. Don't count dudes out of Robert Garcia's camp, man. I disagree with you on that one. I don't know if Comey wins this fight. I don't know about him. Even is he a favorite? I don't even know if he'd be a favorite in that. It's a good scrap. That's a good. And then obviously we haven't even talked. I was talking to who was I talking to about 92 AKU. I'm talking about UFC. That the Usman Burns fight is a good ass fight tonight. And Macy Barber's coming back. I want to say Gastelum's fighting as well. Yeah. But that Burns Usman, man. That's a good ass fight. It's a good ass scrap. Comey is minus 275. Really, Mad Chad? Okay. Really? That kind of surprises me a little bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what Richard Comey has after that devastating loss to Lopez. Oh, maybe I went to school with JoJo, and let me tell you, I'm so disappointed. Shaking my head. Just when JoJo was getting noticed, he misses weight. Man, you know, it's rough. It's rough. It's a bummer too, because JoJo is had some. Well, obviously the pandemic messed it up for a lot of people, but JoJo's last fight was now over a year ago, but I want to say it was the weekend before the Super Bowl. And it was in Miami. And I think the undercard was what's his name? Was it? Oh no, I'm sorry. He was on the undercard of the Jake Paul. What's that? Or one of those kids. Yeah, Jake Paul versus that other dude, Gibber or something, on the Zoner. Man, it's a bummer. It's a bummer, man. I mean, I think, in a way with JoJo, that if he just kind of go ahead and moves up to 135, I mean, he's a player at 135. You know what I mean? Like at 135 is where it's all at with Ryan. The Ryan fight's kind of easy. It's an easy fight to make. Both Golden Boy. That's a big fight for Golden Boy to be able to put on their own. That's a good fight. I mean, like obviously, like kind of what we were talking about earlier about all these dudes, and I think 92 AKU we were talking about, yeah, Haney's with his own promotion. Which shout out to him for having his own promotion. Ryan Garcia's with Golden Boy. Loma and Lopez are with Top Rank. Obviously, Gervonta Davis is with PBC. So with JoJo, if JoJo does decide to move to 135, the Ryan JoJo fight is an easy fight to make, and a good scrap. I wouldn't complain about that fight, as no one's ducking anybody. They're fighting the best. They're right there, so you might just have to move up, man. Boxing greater than UFC, unless it's Khabib. Man, I love. Man, I mean, boxing is my first love, But UFC's killing it, bro. You can't deny UFC's killing it. UFC got the top 270-pound fighters fighting tonight. Yep, true. Both welterweights. So, they're the best. They're the best. Last time boxing did that. Who are we talking about? So, Ward Kovalev, maybe last time. Ward Kovalev, I want to say. Ward's retired now, so I guess that tells you something. What do you guys think about these YouTubers boxing? I'm with it, bro. I mean, I'm not like they're getting money, bro. They're bringing more eyes to the sport. When I covered the Logan Paul KSI fight, they're kids, bro. They're kids. There's all these kids everywhere, and one of my earliest memories of boxing was going to fights with my dad. In dive bars like in East LA when I was like 8-9 years old. That would pay the $10 for me to go in. I just be in the back somewhere, you know what I mean, hiding from people. But they're like little dive bars. I went to fights as a young kid, man. So seeing all these kids at these fights, we're gonna get more fans. We're gonna get younger fans. I mean, look at Ryan has millions and millions of followers, and these are kids, bro, and they follow. Ryan has the buying power, the popularity, all those things because of these kids. These kids are like fuck with them heavy. You know what I mean? So, it's and so like all these YouTube cats. The fact that Jake Paul's lightweight taking it serious too. I wouldn't say lightweight taking it serious. It seems to be taking it pretty serious. Logan Paul fighting Mayweather, bro. Like all these fights are just bringing more and more eyes to boxing, and we're gonna get more fans, bro. We're gonna get more fans. Look at Top Rank's back on ESPN. I want to say Channel 7, the Wide World of Sports, just had a fight. They were talking about what was it? It was on Channel. Yeah, it was on Channel 7. What fight was that on Channel 7? Oh, it was for UFC. But Max Holloway, fighting's coming back, man. And so, we need all the fans we could get. He's missing 100G in the count. Owes MTK money. Pressure on this kid too much. 135 JoJo gets destroyed. He's small framed. He's not that small framed. I've been next to JoJo. I've been next to Ryan. JoJo's just like kind of we're saying earlier, like stocky, kind of like a Castaño type. For that division, he's kind of just like a wider guy. He's not that tall, but he's not that small either. Ryan's definitely taller, but he's skinnier. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, man, JoJo, if he makes a weight solid, without killing himself, maybe even does like some kind of like weight to get his muscles right. He could be solid at 135, man. I thought JoJo would have learned what happened to Benavidez and JoJo moved up. I think he needs the power. JoJo to move up. See, sometimes the thing about power is that if you're killing yourself to make weight, you're not hitting as hard either. You know what I mean? I want to say, hasn't JoJo had kind of issues with weight before? I want to say, didn't he have like a weight issue one time before? I feel like maybe he did, but maybe just need to listen to his body, man. He's a growing kid, and he's a growing young man, and I feel like he maybe just got to feel into your weight, man. You know what I mean? Shit, we've been waiting for Ramirez Taylor for 140 like more than a year now. Man, you got full UFC 92 AKU, bro. You can't pick on us that bad. You can't pick on boxing that bad. Bro, it's little by little. You know what I mean? We got to baby steps. We're getting there. We're at least talking about it. You know what I mean? It seems like it's going to be the next fight. Yes, you're right. It has been over a year now, but let's all remember about a year from now is when, actually a year from, this weekend, I want to say was supposed to be the Ramirez Postol fight in China. And I remember I was talking to my boy Fawad, but I remember I went to, so this week was a year from tomorrow was Ryan Garcia's fight versus whoever that kid was that he knocked out in one round, Castellano or something like that. But we were talking I went to Mikey Garcia's gym one of those nights, talked to Mikey. Mikey had a workout. And I remember Robert Garcia leaving the gym early because he had to pack to go to China. And then on the way to the airport the next morning, he got a call saying the flight was done. So because of COVID, the reason I went to that story was because of COVID, right? So yes, we haven't seen Taylor Ramirez in about a year, but that's a big ass fight that was going to draw a big ass gate. And the fact that because we don't have that, I think that's what took longer, but we're getting there, bro. We're getting there. Best fighting best equals mega paydays. I agree with you, man. But what happens when one of these young YouTubers ends up getting badly hurt or dead, bad for boxing? I feel that you're right. That's bad. Obviously, that would be terrible. No one wants that ever, obviously, and I do feel that like kind of the refs that we saw today, like that ref would not have reacted that way had that been like a YouTuber. Like I'll even agree with you. I thought I'll give you like Casper Ghost. I'll tell you, man. I thought that the what was it? The ref for Warrington. Oh, I'm sorry. The ref that fought who was Jake Paul's last fight? Who was it? Nate Robinson. I thought that he should have ended that fight early because Nate Robinson didn't need to get laid out like that. Because I agree with you in that sense. I think the refs need to be more cautious to these guys because these guys aren't used to taking shots like stuff like that. So Nate Robinson fight should have been stopped. I'm with you on that one. Oh. Okay. That shit was tripping. Let's see. Remember, Ward moved up. Kovalev versus Superman. Yes, Ward did move up, but I feel like having won the first fight and then having the rematch, I think you could call that the two best 175 pounders. You're right, though. We never did get Superman, but that also had somewhat to do with like Adonis not being able to leave Canada because like his prior like. Or at least not be able to fight outside of Canada because his like legal issues that he had before or whatever. So that was part of the problem. But I hear what you mean, bro. You're preaching to the choir, bro. I'm upset about it too. I'm not, I don't like the shit either. But and UFC is doing it better, bro. I can't say anything about it. Oh man, we could go up, bro. Man. What else? Let's talk about some more fights that should have been made that never got made in boxing. This is good. These fighters, I believe, are losing their titles on the scale. Being in the bubble keeps the fighters isolated to the fighters. All but 1 hour, no treadmill, no saunas, nothing but isolation. Yeah, it's rough, man. From what I hear from the fighters, it's rough being in the bubble. Even media members I've talked to, it's like rough being in the bubble. I don't know. I like being alone, so I don't know, but I don't know if it'd be that rough for me. But you know, well, once I get in the bubble, I'll tell you guys. Once I do a bubble fight, I'll do lives with you guys and we'll talk about it. But yeah, they really got to get this weight thing in order because yeah, you know these fighters need help with that. It's a much different situation than other sports, you know. Without head heart, 100% of you will fall off. Without what? Head heart balls. Oh, I'll get that one. What do you think about Burchell versus Valdez? That's a great fight. That's a great fight. The Latinos. Burchell versus Valdez. Man, that's a great scrap. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Eddie Reynoso can do with Valdez and how that strategy is going to change and what kind of Valdez's style is going to look like with kind of Eddie Reynoso's game plan behind it. As far as the fight, Burchell, I mean, Burchell's a monster, man. I've been telling people I feel Burchell's kind of been Lomachenko's biggest threat at 130 for a long time. Burchell's footwork is amazing. He's usually not in the wrong place. He's always kind of in the right place to land his shots. He's not like a huge puncher, but he's very precise, very accurate. It's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. I feel like Burchell probably is favored, should be favored to win, but Valdez is former world champ for a reason, you know. He's a beast. Valdez was always giving me a lot of love back in the day when he was with Manny Robles and Estrellita and Carson. Got a lot of love for Valdez. I hope he does well. I wish him well. That's a tall order, Burchell. That's tough, man. You probably got to favor Burchell. In a war, though, man, I really want to see what Valdez does. I really want to see how Valdez approaches that. Approaches the style of it, because Valdez has always had potential to be a very good boxer, and he has the dog in him if need be. Fighting with that broken jaw, and you would see it like with against Quigg. I remember it was raining that night. He's a tough dude. He's a tough dude. Burchell, yeah. You're right. Hey, also, it's almost anniversary when Fury cheated Wilder with the egg weights. Man, I gotta research more of that Glovegate stuff you guys are talking about. I've seen a little bit, but I don't know about the egg weights. I don't know about that. But the glove did look a little weird on the when it was like bending like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's just. I don't know. I really don't know about the Glovegate thing. I just kind of saw Fury win, man. That's some you win some, you lose some. Yo, but next week we got a great fight next week. Next week. Else next week. Oh, Burchell Valdez, I guess. What is next week? I have like crap I have to do at the house on my calendar for next week. What do you think about Mikey Garcia fighting at heavyweight? Sure seems like it. Yeah. Man, Mikey is living his best life, bro. Did you see Mikey in all his cars? Yeah, Mikey's living his best life. He, I don't think Mikey should be even fighting at 147 really, but man, Mikey versus Danny Garcia, that'd be a dope fight. Mikey versus man, I wonder how Mikey versus Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman is maybe a little too big. I I don't know. I mean, Mikey has a name. Mikey's a great fighter. He's gonna get names. Salty didn't get the Pacquiao fight. I mean, everyone would be, right? But man, he had the momentum too. That was looking like that was gonna happen. And I want to say it was like Saudi Arabia somewhere, somewhere in the Middle East. I remember leaving. So talking about kind of a year from now and pandemic kind of really hitting around this time. I remember leaving Texas for Mikey Garcia versus Vargas, February 29th, because last year was leap year. And I remember the idea of talking to Eddie Hearn and just talking to Mikey and all them afterwards was it seemed like it was going to be Pacquiao, and it looked like it was going to be like in the Middle East somewhere. So, man, that was like one of those like, ooh, we might be going over there, like traveling abroad for a fight. That was like some fun sounding stuff. But we're gonna get back there. We're gonna get back there. Let's see. Count for this fight. The fight gets me hooked on box. The upper shell versus let's see. Kid Galahad loving life right now. Oh, because of Warrington. Yeah, next week. I was joking about the egg weights. So yeah, yeah. Valdez Burchell, man, that's a great fight. I'm really hyped for the Reynoso camp and just all the work they're doing. That's a good camp going on right there, man. Shout out to those guys. Got some best fighters in the world right now, and they're working, man. And all that success breeds more success. You see, Ryan's already back in the gym. Ganelo's obviously fighting in like 2 weeks. So yeah, that's some good fights. Mikey, what is this? Mikey doing good. Tortas and tacos, especially with those cars, man. Mikey, Mikey made his money, man. Mikey loves his life, and I think Mikey's real kind of like, if there's nothing serious going on, might as well do your thing. I wonder. I think Mikey versus Danny is probably one of the more intriguing fights out welterweight with the PBC, with all that stuff. Imagine if Mikey ended up fighting Terrence. That'd be kind of crazy, huh? If Mikey ended up that would never happen, obviously, I guess. Well, at least not while Terrence is with Bob. Just saying, these YouTube boxers isn't a game. You don't play boxing. That's the truth, bro. That's the truth. And these men are taking the risk getting in there. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you got to prepare yourself. I think anyone who faces Jake Paul again in that YouTube world, if you're not taking it seriously, bro, if that Nate Robinson KO didn't strike the fear in you to get to work in the gym, if you face Jake Paul again, I don't know what to tell you, man, because the kid has hands, man. It's pretty fast too. Ooh, which promoters give you the best food for the media? Man, that's a good question. The top two that come out, I will say UFC's food is bomb, and 360 Promotions. Ooh, you didn't expect that one, huh? 360 Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions comes through with the food. Oh, it was another dope, kind of like another one that was pretty good is Matchroom. Matchroom does some pretty cool. When they came to the U.S., they were real, like wanting to make kind of their name known, and like just I think they have a pretty good idea of treating the media nicely, and that helps in papers and questions and things like that, and Matchroom definitely had put on some nice events with food, but I'd say probably those three come to mind off the top of my head. But to be honest, though, sometimes like that's just kind of what comes to the top of my head. But there's always fights. Like I've been to Pacquiao PBC fights where like the food was great. There was a fight where it was like a pay-per-view. We got hot dogs. That was kind of whack. I don't remember who was that. I remember some of the fam couldn't eat. Like some of the homegirls were like, kind of just sticking to the salad, kind of like starving after because, the hot dogs weren't the best. But hey, man, I appreciate the food. Everybody, I appreciate the food. All you promoters, Keep feeding us, please. What do you think about the rivalry between Barrera and Morales? What was the best trio in boxing? As far as what I think about the best rival or rivalry against Barrera and Morales, oh, I loved it, bro. Oh, I loved it. I love the hatred they had for each other. I love when they'd fight each other in the press conferences beforehand. Shout out to Ruben, was it Salazar, publicist, passed away. God bless you, man. Kind of during the pandemic, but I remember he was the one that when Barrera socked Morales at the press conference, and he's one of the dudes that got in there and like stopped it all. He was the dude with like the big mustache, big kind of handlebar mustache. I want to say his name, pretty sure. But man, I loved it. I loved leading up to the third fight where it was like that was going to be it. It was going to be settled once and for all. For me personally, I kind of thought that I remember each guy that won the first two fights, I remember thinking the opposite. So I remember thinking like, I think Morales technically won the first one. I remember thinking Barrera won it. And then the second one, I remember thinking Morales won, Barrera ended up winning. But I do remember the third fight thinking that Barrera won, and the fact that it was, it was just kind of justified on the scorecards, man. That was one thing I told Leo Santa Cruz one time was I feel like that era of, remember when Barrera and Morales would fight, and unless they were fighting each other, it was like, they're not going to lose. They're not losing unless they're fighting like the other one, And I think that mystique is kind of like some of the guys, that mystique in boxing, guys don't have that anymore. Canelo kind of has that, Spence. Spence fights tough guys, so sometimes I remember. No, that doesn't even really apply to Spence because I remember people thought Garcia was going to beat Spence. But I just remember that aura of invincibility, with Barrera Morales that is kind of rare at this day and age of boxing. I feel like, maybe that was just my being naive back then, but man, when those guys fought, it was like they weren't losing unless they were fighting each other. You know what I mean? What do you think about Martinez robbery? Eddie Hearn said that was disgusting. Disgusting scoring England main event. Versus Martinez. Brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch it. I saw Eddie Hearn said something 118, 110 or something like that, complaining about something, but I didn't get to watch it. I've been doing so much other stuff that I actually barely caught the Warrington fight. So maybe I need to catch that then. Was it bad? Did he get like robbed hella bad? Barrera versus Martinez. Was that like co-main event or something? What do you think of Nakatani at 135, especially that upset against Verdejo that gave Teofimo problems? He's a solid fighter. I do think he's kind of in that weird that kind of limbo area where people know he's dangerous. Who is Top Rank his promoter, Nakatani? Or does Top Rank just keep kind of using Nakatani for like the guys they're trying to build up or something? I wonder what's going on with that. But he's solid dude, tall guy. Like you said, he gave Lopez problems in that fight because he is so tall because of his height. He's in there. You kind of wonder who he fights to kind of, because he needs to fight someone that can springboard him into like a name fight. And that's tough, man. I don't know. Maybe the winner of tonight's fight, actually, that'd be a good matchup for him, because the winner of tonight's Comey Martinez fight, if he wins that, beats the winner of that, then that kind of puts his name in those. Obviously those top four guys aren't going to be fighting much of each other because of the promotional issues. But Nakatani has if he is with Top Rank, which at least like Top Rank's using him a lot, so he has a good what's called rapport with them. Maybe he gets some Top Rank fights like that. Loma needs to fight somebody too to come back. Maybe I should ask Don Rafael. I'm sure he would have an answer. What are we talking about? Oh, Don the food. I get it now. Bro, trust me when I say none of us are turning down a meal, bro. None of us. Cesar Martinez is a beast, also undercard on the Canelo fight. Yeah, Cesar Martinez. Yep. Uh-oh, what happened on my ship? Okay. Eddie Hearn live said it was a close fight, but shouldn't have been that far off, and the scoring doesn't help England bring in fighters. Oh wow, from around the world since it's rigged. Yeah, I'll watch it for sure, Casper. That's some strong words by Eddie Hearn. So that's good for him. Shout out to him. They want Nakatani to come back fight. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a good call because Loma's already small for 135. Teofimo was taller than him, so if Nakatani's kind of towered over Teofimo, that's a tough ask, and because he's obviously good, and so if you're Lomachenko, I don't know, maybe you go back down to 130, man. You know, like we were talking about Burchell versus Valdez, maybe you go back down to 130, fight the winner of that fight. That's a great fight. You're a little more your size. You're a big guy. I think that should be the call for Loma. 135 is just maybe a little too big. Let these kids beat each other up and just get out of there. Nakatani got a huge heart whenever you get him from a knockdown and then KO that guy. That's a legendary issue. Yeah, no, that's real, man. That's facts. He's solid. I'm telling you, he's solid. And the fact that he's associated with Top Rank, you know, it's a good thing. Again, I really don't think Loma should think about fighting him because I think Loma should start talking about the Burchell Valdez winner because he's really not a 135 pounder, and unless Teofimo was going to give you a rematch, and then you kind of have the motivation to defeat one of the three people who's ever defeated you, including the amateurs for Loma. You go for it, but I don't know if Teofimo's feeling that really. Doesn't seem like he is. Yeah, he does. Exciting pressure fighter. Yeah. Question: if Lara versus Warrington would have gone the distance, who would have won? That's a good question, bro. That's a good question. Luckily, it didn't happen. If the scores are what you were saying about Barrett and Martinez, if they were bad already, kind of going in, it's I feel like there's something about bad scoring that tends to kind of like be on an evening almost. It's just like a bad aura of bad scoring. I feel like I've had nights where I watch boxing and I'm like, what is happening with what are people watching? So yeah, who knows? But Eddie Hearn makes a good point, man. We can't have hometown decisions, and that goes for the U.S. as well, man. We got to have good decisions. Got to have good hometown decisions. Oh shoot, UFC's already started. I am starving because I haven't eaten ish all day, but it's been cool kicking it. Oh man, I wanted to start with my intro. I'm gonna do my outro for you guys on this thing. But I appreciate you guys all watching. I meant to do my intro. Let me show you guys my intro just to show it to you guys. So you guys get the effect of the intro. Here, I'll just pop it on real quick. Just supposed to play that as soon as I got on, but oh well, we'll get used to it. Do you guys think Virgil has been old type of fighter in terms of promotion? That he promotes himself in the ring instead of social media like other young fighters. What do you think about He's been old type of fighter? Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think it's really dope. He's a real unique cat. Yeah, like plays instruments, all that stuff. Real kind of, real funny, but kind of like when you know him, kind of. It's a dope dude. He's a cool kid. I think it's great. I think, it's to each his own, man. You don't all have to be, Ryan Garcia and doing the TikToks and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for him. Good for Virgil. And he's fighting Maurice Hooker. It's a great fight. That's coming up like in a month or something like that too. So hopefully Virgil, shout out to Virgil Ortiz, man. He's a stud, man. Hopefully continued success for him. Thank you. See you later, bro. Yeah, you know what? I might do a post show for the fights after tonight. So once all the fights are done, I'm gonna set up a couple of TVs and watch everything. But once all the fights are done, I'll jump back on. So come back. Set to put the bell icon. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. 92 AKU. I appreciate that. Thank you, Casper. Yeah, brother. I've been excited, man. I'm telling you, I'm not used to doing it. Yeah, I'm not used to putting it on, but no, I appreciate it, man. What is this? As long as your outro is not the scale artist sports reporting. No, it isn't, brother. It is not. Thank you. So hey, I appreciate that. The Patinos, I appreciate you subbing, man. Casper Ghost, I appreciate that, man. I got a lot of love, man. I'm hyped to. I'm gonna bring you guys. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys, since you guys are all kicking it. I'm gonna show you guys my. This is the intro to the game show that I got going on. So I'm gonna have you guys check this out. Tell me what you guys think.
For the win by KO.
Yeah, man. So that's the intro to the new game show. So you guys have been part of the channel and been watching the channel. I've been doing Connect Four game show with fighters, and I had Sinisa Estrada on it, Luis Feliciano. The voice on the win by KO was actually Ray Flores, who was on the show as well. So yeah, we got some cool peeps. Some of you who know the boxing media, we got like Cynthia, Michelle Phelps has been on the show, Giandra LaBeouf, the homegirl. Keep it going, bro, and be yourself, and you will grow. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, brother. Just working hard, man. That's kind of the behind the scenes stuff I've been working on. Hey, Patinos, appreciate that, man. Yeah, brother. I worked hard on the logo stuff. So I'm bringing you guys a game pretty soon. I'm working on someone for the game, so I'm gonna keep that under wraps for now. But we'll be back soon with the game for sure. Estrada versus Chocolatito. Woo! Woo! Oh, bro. Man. Man, that's a great fight, man. I feel like, man, I don't know. It's about kind of having that war with Quadros the last year, and getting dropped by Quadros. That's really an even fight now, man. I feel like maybe there was a year there after Chocolatito was having those fights with Sarangosai where, you probably kind of lean towards you would probably have leaned towards Gallo. Obviously with Chocolatito having lost the first fight and then getting laid out in the second fight, which was terrible. That was terrible. That was such a sad night, man. Because Chocolatito's such a kind person. You not to say Sarangosai isn't, but to see someone laid out that bad, and that was scary being there. But I don't know, man. Now it's kind of evened up, I feel, a little bit, and that's an even fight. Who knows? Because Chocolatito looks good, looks really good since coming back. And Gallo had that struggling fight with Quadros. Quadros is a big guy. Quadros is a good dude. So that's a great fight, man. I don't know who wins that fight. That's a great fight. KO artist reporting. Yeah, shout out to Ellie, man. Ellie's doing a lot of work. Ellie's hustling out there, man. MJP, say no more. Yeah, that's the homegirl. That's the fam. But hey, once again, guys, I appreciate it. I'm gonna hit you guys with the outro since I remembered, and I appreciate you guys all watching, man. Make sure you sub to the channel, hit the bell icon, all that stuff, and we'll probably be back tonight to review the fights that happen tonight. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you guys later. Oh wait, well, we got one more. Can you get me the Figueroas and the training? Can you get the Figueroas and their training staff? Oh, like Omar and them? Oh, maybe I could get Omar's sister on here. That would be, that's a damn good idea right there. I like that. I like the way you're thinking. 92 AKU. All right, fellas. Everybody, fam, everybody, see you guys.